Hey guys, CJ here at Top Deck Cards and Games, and today I'm going to talk about the Zoodiac deck. It's basically the only deck you can actually play anymore. There's actually plenty of other decks you can use, they just all happen to include this guy. This rat card is pretty disgusting, kind of a huge mistake, but that's okay. Broken decks are fun, so let's just talk about this a little bit. We have 3 copies of rat. Everything has to play them, they're broken. What rat does is let you just end up with this guy in play, and then a rank 4, which is normally going to be Emerald. So we have the ability to blow up a card, and we've drawn an extra card, as well as searching a card off, off bowl. We do have a couple other Zoodiac monsters. We have 3 copies of Whiptail, which is what you'll normally search off bowl. This guy's got a quick effect that lets us just put him underneath one of our Zoodiac XYZ's material, and makes it banish whatever it battles. The XYZs all gain attack equal to whatever's under them, so this also pumps up by 1200, so it's a neat combat trick, and it can let you put extra materials on to use whatever effects extra times. We also have 2 copies of Thoroughblade. It helps you thin out your bricked hands if you draw a bunch of Zoodiac monsters. When this guy's normal or special summon, you can pitch a Zoodiac card to draw a card. It also gives whatever it's underneath trample. So we don't really need 3 of these because we're not looking to have a bunch of them. I mean, having 3, I guess, sort of works with itself since you can summon one and pitch the other, but I don't think we ever need an extra copy, so 2 is just fine. 3 copies of Terratop and a Takatomborg. They make Invoker, which I think I've mentioned before. It's just a really great way to get to your rat without using your normal summon. They also make Totem Bird to help set up and protect your board, or let you play through your opponent's back rows if they let you set up Totem Bird before they play something like a barrier or something. Then we just have a couple hand traps, 3 copies of Ghost Ogre and Snow Rabbit. This card is just disgustingly strong right now. It shuts off a lot of the different Zoodiac plays, kills Barrage, can kill one of the XYZs in the middle of their combo, etc., etc. Just does a ton of useful things. And we have 2 copies of Maxi. Self-explanatory, defensive hand trap. Playing this card well in the mirror is kind of a big deal. I saw a lot of people were playing around it well. So if you watch the YCS stream from Seattle, a lot of people played really badly against this card, not making their Terratop Exceeds before they start going off with the rat combos, or detaching early instead of stacking up, so their opponent gets more cards out of Maxi. Just our consistency engine, we have 3 Barrage and 3 Tanky to make sure we get to rat turn 1 in all of our games. If you already have a rat, you can use these to get extra Whiptails to equip, or to get a Thoroughblade to make your guys a little bit bigger, or dig you towards a trap card, or not really a trap most often in this deck, but like a quick play spell. We are actually playing a ton of quick plays because these cards are strong going first and second, which I think is better than playing a bunch of Regeki / Dark Holes and Mirror Forces and Artifact cards and stuff like that. Additionally, they let you play against those cards pretty well, so we have 3 Chalice and 3 My Body as a shield. Chalice is really great since it shuts off your opponent's Dradence effect, so when you're going second into it, you can turn off its destruction ability and shrink it down to 0 if it has anything else under it. When you go first, you can set it as a trap card just to use as a Fiendish Chain, basically, or even as just a battle modifier to pump something up. My Body's pretty similar. It lets you play around Dark Hole, Regeki, your opponent is Dradent popping your monsters when you're going second, and Kaiju Slumber. When you're going first, it lets you play into their Mirror Force, Dark Hole, Mirror Force, Torrential, Dradent, etc. So I'm just maxing out on each of these cards because they give you a lot of versatility, whether you're going first or second, to play against your opponent's cards. And I think that's really a strong characteristic right now. You want the die roll to decide everything. We have 2 Cosmic Cyclones to playing this guy instead of Twin Twister because not everyone, but a lot of people always copy whatever wins the most recent event, so people will be playing the Artifact variant. I know he got second, I guess, but in the winner play Cosmic Cyclone, so that doesn't really make sense as reasoning, but with the Artifact variant running around, you don't want to be totally dead when you Twin Twister their back rows of Sanctums and things. Plus, I think this card's just a better defensive card. You set it, your opponent activates Barrage, you remove it. That's a big game. Another big point for Chalice, actually, that I forgot to mention the first time is you can Chalice your Flying Seas. If your opponent Flying Seas you, Chalice, turn it off, keep making your plays, don't worry about it. This also doesn't leave you dead in the water to Vanity's Emptiness. I know if you watched the YCS, you saw the finals be decided in Game 1 because somebody literally just drew and activated Emptiness and the other player never found it out. So you don't want to just be dead in the water to that. 2 Instant Fusions. Extend your play a little bit, gives you some more value on the board. We're also playing Sea Monster of Theseus, so we can make Autumns and discard our opponent's hand. Then a copy of Regeki, just a strong going second card. Boards are so big in this mirror match that this card's pretty good. I'm not 100% sure that it's like a necessary slot, I guess. I don't know if I would call it that. I think it's a very good card. I've tested Book of Moon in that slot, and I wanted to actually play... Is it not in the box right now? No, it's not. I wanted to play Soul Charge in this slot because Soul Charge, Instant Fusion, and Terror Top discards 5 cards from your opponent's hand. It's pretty narrow, and I mean, you would want to max on instant fusions, I guess, if you wanted to go for that, but decided to just go with the safe Regeki. This also could have been Upstart Goblin or another trap card, but it is just so key in the mirror when your opponent has that turn 1 board to be able to clear it and play through it. So went with the Regeki over, you know, something safe like Book of Moon or Upstart, or even something wild like Soul Charge. Then for our traps, we have 3-Dimensional Barrier, just the best card in the game right now, I think. The only card that really stops your opponent cold in the mirror match, doesn't let them do anything at all, really. And that's probably the biggest reason why people are turning to engines like the Artifacts and Kaiju. Since you get buried, you can still use those cards to keep yourself from dying for a turn. 2 copies of Solemn Strike. Strike over Warning because you're able to shut off your opponent's Ghost Ogres or Maxis or whatever with this card. It's a little more versatile in that sense, even though Warning is a better pure defensive card. Also, no Vanity instead of these slots because I think everybody is well prepared for Vanity by either playing Kaijus, Dark Lord, Regeki, and either Twin Twist or Galaxy Cyclone in their deck. So I don't think there's much room to get your opponent with Vanity, even though, like I said, if you watched the YCS, you saw the finals be just decided by the card. And then we have 1 Zoodiac combo. You're going to dump this with your Rat and use it as a kind of slow Pot of Avarice as you're grinding resources with your opponent in the mid-game. So not a whole lot to say about this list, honestly. It's very generic. Like I said, you could argue for playing another copy of Strike. You could argue Torrent is good in this deck. I don't think Mirror Force is worth maining, though it's a fine card. I don't like the Artifact Engine because it's pretty cloggy and you're trying to just win this mirror match. I think the best thing you can do is be as consistent as possible. I do like Enemy Controller and Book of Moon, which I'm not playing. I think your Quick Play Spell / Regeki rotation can be a little different than mine. Like, you could definitely play Twin Twister instead of this card if you want to. I think Cyclone's better, but that's preference, I think. This could be Book. You could make a split of Econs and Book of Moons between these cards, for sure. For the extra, we have 2 Emerald. It's kind of just standard in these lists. You're able to recycle everything, including the Emerald, if you're playing 2 of them, so you can keep yourself kind of infinitely resource fueled. Then we have 2 copies of Trident, 2 copies of Broad Bull, and 2 copies of Tiger Mortar. They all just are key for setting up and going through your combo, getting you the extra resources along the way, whether that's, you know, giving one of your guys more attack with Tiger Mortar or just searching up a Thoroughblade or a Whiptail. Then we have 1 copy of Board Bow just to start off our combo. You're going to shuffle that one back in with Emerald every time you go through your loop, so you don't need a second one. After your first full playthrough, you'll have 1 copy of each in your extra deck still, so it's fine that you just have the 1 Board Bow. We have Totem Bird and Invoker for our rank 3s. If you wanted to play Breaksword, you could. You just have to change the extra a little bit. We also have Nodin and Sea Monster of Theseus to get with Instant Fusion. Nodin's pretty self-explanatory. It just helps you make, give you more access to your emeralds, or to make something else if you needed to. Like, you can make Broad Bull or just get rank 4s or level 4s in play to make whatever else if the need arises. Theseus is really interesting because it lets us, 1, make Gothams with any of our level 4 guys to discard cards from our opponent's hand, and 2, it lets us make Stardust Dragon with our opponent's Flying Seas or with a Speedroid. And Stardust is pretty great right now, actually, at protecting you from all those destruction effects I just said, and being able to play around your opponent's Flying Seas with it gives us a pretty healthy number of outs to it in our main. It's like 5, I think, which is reasonable enough. Not great, but not much more that I would really want to main, other than you could play Dark Hole and you could play Book of Moon, like I said. So that gives you enough access to something to get around it so you don't just lose. You're probably not going to play against mainboard C, but I'm not going to sideboard Stardust for that situation. I would like to have another utility rank 4 in there because I have the Nodin. I definitely think Castell could be good in the extra deck, or Gaga Samurai to kill my opponent, but not sure it's necessary. This also is the usual application, I guess, for it, is that I just play it to like get back a Rat when my opponent's stopped to play and just overlay on the Rat. I don't really make a rank 4 with it 9 times out of 10, I would say. But yeah, so that's the list. This has been a really cool deck. It's been you know, it's pretty standard, pretty boring to look at, honestly. The mirror match is a ton of fun, though. There's a lot of, you know, different angles. It is a grindy resource-based mirror match, which I normally don't. I don't want to say I don't like, but I'm not big on those kind of decks. Normally, I'd rather play sweet combo decks, but it is a fun way to play sometimes. You know, when Fire Fist is the best deck, you play the Fire Fist mirror. It wasn't. It's normally not, but this time I think it is. So you just want to play the grindy deck and find the ways to get little, you know, plus 1 or 2% here and there over your opponent. So I think that's where we're at with this list, though. It's a pretty solid build of the deck. You guys can let me know what you think down below about your generic Zoodiac builds, and definitely interested to talk to you guys about it. So let me know downstairs in the comments what you guys are thinking and anything you would change from my list.